Spencer, a disappointing result. You worked so hard to get back into the game and let it slip at the death.
I think we've pretty much battered them throughout the whole game. If you concede the 2 goals we gave away today, you're not going to expect to get anything from the game. So I'm most angry about the first 30 seconds, and then a moment to build discipline just before the end has made sure that we got nothing out of the game, which is incredibly frustrating, disappointing, and we're in a massive relegation battle, and it goes that way sometimes, and it's incredibly disappointing.
You started Michael Charles on the bench, and there was an enforced substitution which you brought Michael on, and it seemed to lift the side, and you became more of a potent attacking side.
Well, Michael was on after 3 minutes, so I'm not quite sure I necessarily agree with that. I just felt, again we put ourselves in terrible trouble by conceding such a ridiculously poor defensive goal in the first 30 seconds. So I felt for the rest of the half we had by far the better of it. I thought our quality wasn't good enough. I thought our crossing in particular was very, very poor. We didn't get the ball past the front man near enough. In the second half, we've just dominated. I think they've had one other attempt on goal pretty much the whole game, and a moment of ill discipline, as I said, just before the end has cost us.
And that, I believe, was Doug Burke's last game before he goes back to Aldershot. We've already said you've got injuries, which we know you've got injuries, and nobody else to come in. What are you going to do defensively?
Well, we've got obviously Bygrave, who plays centre-back. Again, I thought he did very well at right-back and well at centre-back, and we also have Richard Orr, who available. He's on a joint registration, and we knew this was a possibility. We have to stick together. It's the same for every team. That's what transfer windows are for, and there'll be no new players coming to any club, and we have to get on with it. Stop feeling sorry for ourselves. And I'm furious with the attitude of the players after the game. Too many of them fighting each other and fighting with the referee. And why are we doing that in the first 30 seconds? We're having a screaming match at 5 o'clock. Why aren't we absolutely ready to go at 3 o'clock? We've been working on it all week, and that's ultimately my biggest point of anger. I'm just livid with the way that we started the game. The focus the whole week has been on urgency and desire, and from front to back in the first 30 seconds it was just an appalling goal.
And for all the possession you had, it just seemed to be all afternoon the final ball almost went astray. You really felt that you weren't going to score.
I agree. Possession-wise, I think we probably had 75–80% of possession, and I thought we passed the ball reasonably well in the middle part of the field, but the last balls didn't come off. We put some half-decent crosses in, particularly in the second half, and I thought they defended very well. But 4 or 5 weeks ago, we'd have set pieces and we'd get across and we were scoring goals. Today, I think we've probably had 9 decent deliveries from set pieces, and they've defended them all far too comfortably for me. We haven't got across. We haven't had that, that real desire, and again, that's very disappointing at this vital stage of the season. And I do think too many of our squad believe this job is done. They're looking at the league table. They're not bearing in mind the points deduction, and this job is not done. And we've just got this massive weekend coming up. We need the fans to get behind us. We need them to get here for this Hampton game, and we've got to be better all round, and we've got to stick together ultimately.
Well, thank you, Spencer, and best of luck over the Easter period. Spencer, you lost last Saturday, quite disappointingly, to Dorchester, who, in your own words, that you battered, which I think everybody would agree. You lost. How are you going about to pick a winning side for this mammoth game you've got on Saturday?
Well, from last Saturday, and the simple fact of it is we have this massive weekend with Hampton and Maidenhead, and players that can't get themselves sorted and organised and prepared and have that desire for such a massive weekend shouldn't be playing football at this level. So I'm confident that the dressing room will be absolutely up for it, and if they didn't believe we were in a relegation battle before last Saturday's defeat, then I've certainly made it absolutely clear we are, and the table doesn't lie, and you have to bear in mind the 5 points and that we would potentially lose at appeal, and we've got to get on with it.
Well, it's all about yourselves, but having said that, Hampton and Richmond are on a bit of a roll, and they had a credible draw last Saturday against Sutton 1-1, so you're obviously expecting a toughie in this real 6-pointer.
Yeah, we showed last time out we had the vast majority of possession and should have won the game, but defensively we were very poor. We started the game incredibly badly, and Hampton will come here fighting for their lives, and if we start the way we started last time out, we'll get nothing from the game. That was the most disappointing thing from the last performance, so we need to make sure that we're spot on ready for this just massive 40 hours of football that we've got coming up.
And looking at your running, you've got some really difficult fixtures coming up.
But every game is incredibly difficult. We haven't had an easy one. I wish we did, and I think with the exception possibly of the last day of the season with a side that will probably be in the playoffs, and who knows what they will then do, every game's against a team fighting for its lives, and we've got to show that level of determination. We've had a fantastic run since November to get us where we are, but we seem to have fallen slightly off a cliff since we've achieved the points we've got. And because the other sides around us have been winning lots of games, we've got to go again, and it's very difficult, but we've got limited resources, but these players have got to do it, and I'm sure they're going to do it, but we're going to need to be very, very focused, very organised, and we're in for a massive battle, and we've got to be a lot better than we were last time out.
And are you expecting the big crowd on Saturday for this big game?
Well, we desperately need everybody to get behind us. We've only got 2 home games left, and we need to get everybody to the ground. It's a vital 6-point game, and they've made such a difference to us in this run since November, and we are lacking a little bit of confidence at the moment, but it makes such a difference when the fans get behind us and sing and are praising the players. So it's a massive day for the club. We need them at home for Hampton, and then away to Maidenhead 48 hours later.
And finally, Doug Burkers played his last game before he goes back to Aldershot. It's his second spell. You've got injuries, Ashley Wynne and Craig Bradshaw. Any news on them?
Well, they're highly doubtful. Let's leave it at that at the moment. Very highly doubtful. But it's the same for all clubs at this stage of the season. You have suspensions, you have injuries, and obviously the signing window, the transfer window is closed, and we've just got to get on with it. We made it very clear to the dressing room last time out. We've got to stick together and get through this period, and I'm sure we will.
Okay, well, best of luck over Easter, Spencer. Let's have 6 points by Easter Monday evening.
Spurs.